Welcome back to my lovely IHP community, the 5D Collective, all of those who are ready to live that self-empowered life and playfully with our ventral vagal state and with an open heart that gets to hug people and speak truths. So when you are authentic, you're reliable, and that's why you're a consistent lover and you create bonds. And so the heart-to-heart bonds are for whether you're a 5D mystic or 5D mindfully self-empowered person who's doing day-to-day practices by engaging with people, speaking your truth. Okay, so we get to know how to do obladi, oblada, life goes on, na 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 na, life goes on. I had some channel songs come through today. And Bon Jovi, you give love a bad name, shot through the heart, you're to blame. But we won't blame anyone. That's for the shame cycle people. But we do know what it means to be shot. It means, wow, you did a 360 on me. It's my life and it's now or never. I ain't gonna live forever. So that's why I was like, oh, you know what? It's okay. I want stability in my family, society, nation, and the world. So I'm gonna create stability within me and then bring it forth. Thank you, Sadhguru. I paraphrased it. But also Sadhguru, as he continues with his wisdom, in the end, who you are is what will manifest in the world. Correct. And so for me and anyone who's of the 5D collective, love manifests in the world. Shot through the heart and you're to not blame. You give love, though, a bad name because you don't know love. Why? Because 360 means that you don't know how to bring your authentic self to me. So whenever we hear about those stories of people who don't know how to unlock more of their cosmic heart, we know that they don't know the all-encompassing hand of universe, God, Akash, the heart of the sky, creator, all of that, which is within our mystic plane. For me, mystic, I surge on the uprising wave of love. The 5D collective is all about Christ consciousness, oneness consciousness. You're here when you're navigating your self-aware, accountable, regulating nervous system. So your embodiment, okay, and therefore you know how to consistently bring self-awareness to be engaging with the depth of you. So pleasure, sensuality, excitement, connection. They are at the core of the depth of every one of us. We have a Zen master. He has laundry. So he has basically dampened that response to his self by creating a word laundry instead of allowing himself to know, I have a really sad thing going on. I'm going to go share it with one of those people that I know won't do a 360 on me. And so in time, you build a network of secure connections. And for those who have secure attachment relationships, whether polyamory or monoamory, we continue again to grow together and expand together. The power of the 5D community here at IHP and anyone who is living mindfully and spiritually is, whether mystic or not, to have play, enlightening moments and loving ways to come and bring our differences together, for example. So having healthy, firm boundaries, we don't even need to use the word because we will make it into a conversation. Boundaries are not when people cancel, block, unfriend each other. That's a person who doesn't know how to be on a high emotional, mental, or physical intelligence scale. They haven't mastered being their self, and we have plenty of facades out there with their distorted ego, with a shame button and a blame. And so for them, you give love a bad name, they're going to have a person in mind and then all this anger, and they're going to think that that anger is empowering. In the meantime, what they are is a squirrel from Cusco land, and that's a hypocrite to a person who's not a facade, but that's a hypocrite to me because I have self-empowerment and I'm enlightening. And so I'm expanding as Maria in the absence of any low self-esteem, shame. I have none of it. And that's exactly why a 5D vibing body, and I'm going to have to put it, in enlightenment will have an interaction with another, and they're like, you know what, I think they're a vain, grandiose human being. I don't like them. There's something fishy about that one. And here's where our experts like Dr. Daniel Fox share why a person who has unresolved trauma will basically have more suspicion about a kind, loving human being. Peter Levine does too, so does Bessel van der Kolk. They all do. Anyone who doesn't know that they have unresolved childhood trauma stuff going on is going to meet someone like me and think something they're going to feel. I don't like that. They're not going to think. Think, it depends what comes up. But for me, on the other hand, I won't think any of that. I'll think nothing. I'll be present and aware, and that's about it. And then as I'm interacting with you, I'm going to continue to interact. Now, if I don't want to interact with you, I won't. Okay, so here's where, when we don't want to, we will notice that if some people, the unhealthy person, unhealthy self-worth, so the ones who don't know boundaries, yes, well, that's a long story, but we're going to leave it alone. You know all the fun. I want to read to you some of what the lovely 5D community is all about so that you can understand, and you can keep tuning in and like and share and subscribe and spread the word so that others can come on over as well to hear voices, perspectives, and stories. Also offering, yes, one-to-one mentorship for those who are serious about personal development. So you want to feel deeper feelings. All of them, but you don't do laundry. You say, wow, I have a depth of the experience, okay? So again, reliable lovers are the ones who stay and stick through because they can make play out of any moment. This is something so straightforward, but I do notice that there's a lot of people who don't understand it. So like when I see someone supporting to cater to a person who is not working to get their secure attachment category back online. Okay, so yeah, that for example tells me that that facade is supporting people who are not going to become their infinite higher human conscious potential experience. How to bond through sex with an avoidant. And so you're making the avoidant priority something knowingly, which is a niche market, I suppose. I don't treat people like niches because to me, you're supporting limited consciousness life. But then again, I have seen an avoidant online say, you know what, I'm doing really great because the therapist said so, but I'm not doing great. Every time I have something go down, when I have a breakup, I go, but since they tell me I'm doing a good job, and then they say do more mindfulness and journaling and meditate, why should I go? I pay you a buttload of money. I'm doing a good job already. I don't want to do those things. And plus all people are fucked up. And that's a Cusco excuse for a person like me. And it's like laundry with a Zen master. You have just decided to keep a dampened relationship with yourself. You won't experience the depth of your sensuality. No, you will experience the consistency of your, what is a karma wheel in this case, your childhood attachment playing out again. And we have, though, this person who will potentially come across your feed and, well, they might give you solace. Because it will give you solace. Because facades don't want to deepen. It's not even, they're not ready. Let me be fair. And this is where the attachment trauma therapists, they've made us aware, like Peter Levine, that if I, unconditionally loving person, tend my hand to a person, and they get to start feeling things, and then they don't recognize, but I really do want to be with that person because they're a healthy lover. I like them. They treat me nice. They're all so. This is the part of where your free will is in the presence of you being able to notice, tangibly speaking, what you're interacting with. And then the feeling doesn't match. And instead of leading yourself to make it a shame, blame, fault, revenge game, a little hero battle, superheroes, okay? This is why the power is within the thoughts. As the emotions come up and you're visibly seeing somebody be kind. So being suspicious of a kind human being is something that, again, I'm using here because as a person who I don't consider myself kind, but I have healthy self-worth. Whenever I hear any of the explanations of how those who have unhealthy self-worth have ways with people like me, totally got it. Okay, it's good that I know how to play with people who don't know who they are. Okay, so again, 360s are not something that will be shot through the heart and you're to blame. You give love a bad name. No, shot through the heart, you give love a bad name because you don't know love. I won't blame you for the shot because I actively will have consciously chosen to become a lover to you. So I will take my own accountability, responsibility, and I will know what is mine. I took a leap of faith. I tried it out. You did this shooting thing, quote unquote. I will be able to move beyond it. No matter how many days I cry or not, it's all cool. This is not toxic positivity. It's not laundry. See, I have the depth of relationship. I get to self-soothe my nervous system. This is very fun. The ones who don't realize how fun it is to be able to empower the depth of your emotional plane are the ones who are not in the 5D collective. They don't choose mindfulness or spirituality. They don't choose to live and love this way with depth. No, they choose laundry. They don't heal trauma seriously, because if they did, then they'd be at the therapist office until they get earned secure attachment. Once they have that, then they'd be like, okay, now I'm going to do this. I want to. I want to because I want to feel more of the depth of sensuality, excitement. I crave to feel more from the organic inner world, which, by the way, totally is amazing. So the bliss that Sadhguru talks about, he explains it to you through yoga. I'm explaining to you through humanness, which is why twin flame, you don't have a passionless relationship with your twin flame. The people who talk to you about mysticism and spirituality with a flat line, it's like the Zen master's laundry. And it's for the people who won't do the inner child work to the extent of getting their whole self online and then saying, now I'm going to implement more. And when people don't, they say, I don't want to do it, Maria. I want life now. And then I say, you know what? It's great. So you have two options. Life now, which won't happen. That way, meaning your human suffering love tone tells me you want the Zen master who's going to give you an excuse, or the lady who says all people are fucked up, to stay in that depth with your emotional plane. So every time you get ruffled your feathers, you want to do that. Not take a step further to embody more depth and embody equanimity, and to re-regulate your nervous system out of your temporal junction and into your prefrontal. You don't want to become the embodiment of compassion, which is the embodiment of pure consciousness, which is the embodiment of your restorative embodiment self. Aware, accountable, and regulating. That's our 5D collective. So I'm trying to help you understand what you get to do. You don't have to. In fact, you don't need it. There are plenty of people that are going to just do this. This is how avoidance bond through sex. Let me go learn how to make it. Sure, avoidant will welcome me or whatever it is. I'm not even going to. The minute I got an avoidant, I'm not going to be talking to that avoidant in that way. I'm going to notice that they're an avoidant, and I won't even label them that way, because I can be conceptually thinking that you might be an avoidant. So in my head, I might notice them. I'm not going to give you a bill of, here's what they are. That's not right. But what I'm saying is, you're not going to be a consistent, reliable lover. You don't talk to me. I don't know what's going on. You close yourself. There's a very specific way avoidance work, and it's not, in fact, involving. They close you out. They shut you out. You're out. If they're not near you, I'm not laughing because it's funny. I've experienced it. You're completely like you don't exist. You become nothingness. And so that's something really, really aware. You're really aware of it. And now that I have a word to it, I'm not going to try and make myself more available to the avoidant who completely disregards emotions and me. Anxious, I can't stay away. When I have anxious, I'm consistently doing this. Away, your energy is all over the place. Get the fuck away from me. And then I need to recalibrate. So avoidants are better because at least they just disappear and you're like, cool. But none of this is reliable or consistent, because actually inconsistency is what they learned. And that's the sad part. So again, everyone chooses what they want to do with their life. Here we do restorative embodiment self. Aware, accountable, regulating, ventral vagal state. We love to have fun. And thanks to attachment and trauma information people and therapists, those who want to get out of their category of non-secure attachment or disorganized have ways to go. And then they will come to want healthy others, but they want to live healthy others. Not use their, here's what I am, I'm always going to have, that's called romanticizing. And then the demonizing, we don't even want to go there. It's like, okay, are you telling me you want to live half a life? Yeah, I want to live the 100% of me. I don't do half of anything. Because, if I'm going to love, it's all in, not all out. And what I'm saying is polyamory, monoamory. When you're all in, it's called you're participating with the embodiment of the pure consciousness that you are. So this is where it's really beautiful. But trying to give you the human element so that you can understand, humanly speaking, what it is involving. That's why mindfulness and spirituality, they are one and in the same, to bring you to experience more of the depths of you. But the first step is having a whole self and having the capacity to desire to want to be in your prefrontal cortex. So with emotions in a state of compassion, unlike the Zen master who feels its laundry, or another person, I want life now. Or the ones who are going to go see how I can make it work with somebody who's not doing anything to get out of that. And again, it's a choice. It's a choice to move into your secure attachment, restorative embodiment, self-aware, accountable, regulating body. I chose with Jesus and God. It was easy. I was like, why would I close my heart? Why would I allow myself not to be kind, why would I take away my humanness and my humanity because you don't know what a healthy, reliable, consistent lover and or bond is? Why would I ever be something that I don't want to meet? Because that means that you do 360 and I'm going to find myself all of a sudden that you didn't. The unkind business is not unkindness in the way of the devil or demons or evil. It's people who have a Cusco attitude. It's so straightforward. I feel like I'm 16 again when I realize this. So, if you want to move into more, come on back. We're going to have some more episodes later. But the 5D Collective is all about being reliable. And that's as lovers, as bonds, polyamory, monoamory, pronouns, all that. We are just not going to be picky on using words in the way that some people are. So we're going to have fun with it. And we're going to just chit chat a little bit more. Again, thanks for stopping by. I am a 5D mystic. So I bring to you woo-woo spiritual. I'm pseudoscience lady because, I'm integrating it all. But the point is for you to be able to be yourself with integrity and your flaws. So authentic, playful, ventral vagal state, open hearts, no shields needed. We're not broken. We just want a hug. And if we don't get a hug from those who we will have exchanges with because we're speaking our truth, but they don't know how to, we're going to hug ourselves and we're going to hug them and from afar. And we don't call it something of, I let the energy vampire go. No, we don't do that. That's so wrong. We learn to say, you know what? It wasn't a waste of time. What did I learn? This. Okay, you're done being unappreciative of what that person brought you. They're part of your oversoul. That's how it works when you're a mystic. The ones who are secular, they might be like, no, Maria. I'll say, well, you could give your nervous system a boost. You could do the kind intention thing. So you don't have to believe in it in the way a mystic does. But you could consider that if you don't do it, you're going to take away from your experience because you have chosen to dampen that experience that yourself is having, like the Zen master does, because he says he has laundry instead of saying, I'm sad. So when you dampen your response to an event of your own life, you don't embody the wholeness of the experience, you see? So if I have enjoyed you to the extent that I have, I will enjoy processing everything else too, because I know I will come to full embodiment of, I'm so grateful. I can look and say, wow. So it's called processing your emotions by being your owner. Own, observe, witness, narrate. And it's because you have a whole self. You didn't lose yourself. You became more of yourself. And that's what happens to the 5D collective mystics with our oversoul and the people who are 5D mindfully and again living, whether you do use words spiritually or not, you're aware, accountable, regulating, and you're simply put, like I am, using our human makeup. It's a reliable, self-aware, accountable, regulating, restorative embodiment life. And that's where you can find a book on that, the restorative embodiment, and they describe to you what demodulated and dysregulated embodiment are. And then you can look into Stephen Porges for the polyvagal theory. He's still building data though, so at the end of the day, we have a lot of different people out there trying to share with us that we are here to embody our humanity, and it involves kindness. Some people are still working to return home to that with a good therapist like Patrick Tiahan, and some are not going to work on it at all, and that's because we have a human suffering love narrative group. And in all cases, Pach and Cusco stay friends, and our oversoul is the earth. And so we keep on trying to create a secure attachment earth. So people that can live across boundaries with differences in a way of a healthy, firm boundaries means conversation, having fun, laughing, open-mindedness, flexibility, adaptability, coherence, energized, stable, integrated brain is the optimized version of your brain like it is of mine. So humanity is optimized in their integrated brain, restorative embodiment self. You don't need to do yoga. You don't need to do mindfulness, but the mindfulness and the yoga both support your embodied brain to get integrated and your nervous system to work in its ventral vagal state. So with that being said, the trauma charge is very important. That's why we have Pat Ogden and Stephen Porges and people, Bezel Vanderkolk, who work with people who need first all of that, and Patrick Tiahan and Patrick McNamara, though he's a neuroscientist, but all those informational pieces plus the therapy to get themselves home to their self versus going around thinking that, the whole shame cycle is Lucifer. Inner critic, outer critic, fucking, drugging, drinking, and it's a shame, blame, fault, revenge. So they will do the you give love a bad name shot through, and they're gonna be all angry like that squirrel. And when they do it's my life or obladi oblada, they're gonna do it with this little thing like ha 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 ha. I got my sweet revenge, and I have seen people do that. So I get it though. I get it. Some people, they don't want to go and welcome their 1-year-old back home. So it is a journey of choice. Mine is, I know what that feels like. It's yucky. I don't want it. But I understand it. It reminds me of Cain and Abel. And I told God, I said, you really didn't have to do it that way. But I'm a twin, see? I'm determined with a person that I shared my primary caregiver with. So I was born already polyamory with compersion and secure attachment too. And there you go. I got lucky. What can I say? You can come learn from the lucky lady here and hear funny stories. So we'll be back with more. Like, share, and subscribe. If you enjoy and you know someone who enjoys, share it with them so we can grow our community. Have a good one.